My name is Peters, and Austin is a cool place to live.
Don't know where it comes from. Don't know where it goes. I didn't know too much anyway. Nobody knows. 'Cause all I do is lay around and wait for the score. Shallow breathing, my lungs are feeling like they can't take anymore. All I do is lay around and wait for the score. Hi, my name is Benjamin Dotto, and I'm driving Carmen downtown so she can go and interview some local Austin bands.
For the video animation.
Oh yeah. This is fucking big forever.
As long as it's Okay, so you're here with the South by Southwest. What do you think about South by Southwest, Guy?
I think South by Southwest is a really good event as far as bringing money into the city. I just wish that it brought more money to the musicians of this town. Most of the time I see a lot of headliners and a lot of big name Austin local headliners that are overlooked by Southwest, and that's kind of a sad thing. As far as like what it does for the city, they generate $100 million in tax revenue and sales revenue for the city. That's a good thing. As a taxpayer, I'm quite happy about that. But you know, getting out there, it's like
I'm taping this.
Oh.
Because you know, conversations in the car is much better than when it's like, I feel that.
I can see that.
Well, how do you think it's changed?
Yeah, major ways that South by Southwest have changed since over the last 20 years is that, you know, you now see bigger name bands coming through. You know, bands that don't necessarily have to make it. They've already made it, but yet they're on the South by Southwest bill because they can, you know. There's over, what, 70,000 people that come into town for this. So all the big names are taking wind of that, and they're just like, well, we need to get in on that, you know. So the smaller bands are definitely losing out to bigger names that have already made it. That's one. World. Yeah, it's a tribal world electronic.
Is what Hipnautica is.
At times, yeah, for sure.
So there's probably layers of Hipnautica.
Layers. It's like an onion, a beautiful sweet onion. No, the way that I see the project is not subject to genres. I write music, period. If I write a song and it ends up being a reggae song and I love it, then I'll continue to focus energy on that and do that. If I write a song and it's like this, which is more dubstep, electronica, and I love it, then I'll do that. If it's, you know, I wake up one day and I see that Japan has been destroyed by a, you know, tsunami, and I get inspired by that tragic event and something else comes out of it, and whether or not it be a ballad or something really destructive or Buto style, then I'll write that. You know, the project is not subject to the genres. Music can be classified as a genre, but Hipnautica can't. I don't allow it. Anybody that tries to do that is too nearsighted to really be a true fan of the project, you know.
Okay, so Sky, if Hipnautica is like a collective of musicians and all these visual artists and dancers and whatnot, so how does Hipnautica find them? Like, how do you find them? And are there any special characteristics that like these entities need to embody?
Yeah, I would say there definitely are. Some of it's just instinctual. Sometimes it's been a lead from a friend or a lead from a show. When I first started the project, I was a lot more open to just about anybody. Like if you just came to me and said, "Oh, you really inspire me," or "I really love what you're doing," then I would welcome you to the project and see what we could do. And it was usually pretty obvious if you didn't have the chops to stay with it and hold in there. Another big quality that I have to look for at this point is patience. Because with 40 different people in this project, we all have different personalities, and when I'm managing 40 different people, I get a little tense sometimes. So if you can't tolerate dealing with me a little bit, that usually is a good sign that we're not going to last for more than a year. A lot of people ask me, why is the project a collaborative and why is it not a band? And I think the concept to me started in 2002. I started the concept of a band, and it failed. After a year and a half of working together, it just kind of imploded on itself. And I had a kind of an epiphany when it came to what a band is supposed to be and what the formulation of the band paradigm is supposed to be. And I've been a solo electronic musician for 20 years, so the idea of now seeing bands like Imogene Heap or Laurie Anderson that have actually pushed it to the level that I believed it could have been 20 years ago, it made me realize that I don't have to have a band in order to be successful as a musician. I could just go out there and be solo. The question though is that what I want? And it's not. I want to have a band. I want to have a group of people that I work with collaboratively and build these grand ideas. So the paradigm shift for me between what Hipnautica is and what other bands are is that I'm able to scale up or scale down to be as large or as small as we need to be to fit a particular situation.
Double cappuccino.
You can be here.
Yeah. You got a little Mexican food.
We're playing at Bass Invasion on 6th and Trinity this Friday, opening up for Govinda.
So, Sky.
How's it going?
Cool. So we're here at the Hideout Theater coffee shop.
Yeah,
and,
this is one of my favorite coffee shops in Austin.
Actually, it's mine too. That's kind of funny how we chose this together. Tell me a little bit about the Cyanide video.
Cyanide video is actually one of my oldest childhood nightmares and dreams. The song originally came to me because I was inspired by the invasion of some of the animal experimentation labs that were back in the 80s, 90s by PETA. They went in and found all these monkeys that were being ritualistically abused in the name of science and for the benefit of man. But the level at which they were starting to do these experiments was actually a little bit too extensive. Even like to the point that they had already figured out all the research they needed to figure out. They were just continuing the research in order to make more money. And so the levels of abuse were just insane. And there's two photos in particular that really hit me hard. One of them you can still find today online if you do a search for PETA, laboratory experiments, or I think they were actually, I can't remember the type of monkey, but there's a particular type of monkey, spider monkey I don't think is right, but anyway, PETA, monkeys, experiments, you'll find it. And this one poor monkey was actually restrained by all harms, all hands, and just raging against the camera as if you let him out of that restraint, he would not only kill you, he would kill everything that you're associated with for the rest of your life and the rest of its life and the rest of your children's lives. There was so much rage and hatred in this little animal's eyes and it really stuck with me. At the same time, I was doing some LSD experimentation as a child myself, and so I made the association between experimental drug use and the experiments we were doing on animals as a society to try to make ourselves better. We were doing animal experimentations. People think that they're using experimental drugs to make themselves better. And that association is what cyanide is actually really about.